Have you ever looked at the woman sitting across from you and felt like you're speaking a different language? Not just culturally, but fundamentally? Like her operating system is completely incompatible with yours? What if I told you this isn't your imagination? This isn't personal failure. This is the greatest psychological rewiring in human history. And while you were busy building your life, someone changed the rules of the game. Welcome to DepthRealm, where we decode the hidden patterns of human psychology. Before we dive into today's revelation, don't forget to subscribe to DepthRealm. The digital age didn't just change how we communicate, it reprogrammed how we relate. Your grandfather dated women who understood the fundamental equation of human connection, value for value, contribution for contribution. He provided security, stability, protection. She created homes, raised families, built environments where both could thrive. It was an unspoken contract, honed over thousands of years of human evolution. But somewhere between the sexual revolution and the smartphone revolution, that contract was burned. And what emerged from the ashes was something entirely new, something ancient instincts don't recognize. Modern women aren't just different in their tastes or preferences, they're different at the neurological level. Social media, dating apps, modern feminism, these aren't just cultural trends. They're psychological reprogramming tools that have altered the very fabric of female desire, expectation, and behavior. Let me show you how deep this goes. When your grandfather looked at a woman, he saw a potential partner in building a life. When you look at a woman today, you're not looking at just a person. You're looking at a product of the most sophisticated psychological engineering in history. An engineering designed to keep her perpetually dissatisfied, constantly comparing, always wanting more. The algorithms that control her social media feed are the same algorithms that control her expectations. The dating apps that give her infinite choice are the same apps that destroy her ability to commit. The feminist narratives that promise empowerment are the same narratives that leave her feeling perpetually victimized. And you? You're caught in the crossfire. Still operating on ancient masculine software, the drive to provide, to protect, to build, while she's running modern feminine code that says your provision is oppression, your protection is patriarchy, and your desire to build is control. The cognitive dissonance would be comical if it weren't so destructive to male mental health. I've counseled thousands of men through this crisis. The successful entrepreneur who comes home to a girlfriend who contributes nothing but complaints. The devoted husband watching his wife transform from partner to permanent crisis manager. The young men who approach dating with genuine hearts, only to be told their masculinity is toxic. This is an isolated incident. This is a pattern so widespread, so systematic, that we can only conclude one thing. This isn't accidental. This is by design. Consumer culture needs dissatisfied women. Dissatisfied women consume more. They buy more beauty products, more therapy sessions, more self-help courses. The entire economy benefits when women believe they're not enough. Feminism needs angry women. Angry women drive political movements. Click on articles, share content. Social media needs comparing women. Women who compare themselves to curated illusions create engagement, drive traffic, generate ad revenue. You're not just dating a woman. You're competing with a trillion-dollar attention economy designed to keep her perpetually unhappy. And when she's unhappy with her life, she becomes unhappy with you. No amount of provision, protection, or presence can compete with the dopamine hits of Instagram validation and Tinder swipes. The modern man faces an impossible choice. Lower your standards to basement level and accept a dependent rather than a partner. Maintain reasonable standards and face constant conflict. Or walk away entirely, preserving your peace but sacrificing connection. Most men choose option one without realizing it. They slowly, incrementally, accept behavior their grandfathers would find incomprehensible. They become grateful for crumbs of affection, excited by minimal effort, thankful for basic adult behavior from a fully grown woman. I call this the slow boil effect. Like a frog in gradually heating water, men don't realize how much they've accepted until they're already cooked. The man who once wanted an equal partner finds himself excited when his girlfriend simply doesn't create drama for one whole day. The husband who dreamed of building a life together finds himself grateful that his wife merely tolerates his presence. This isn't partnership, it's psychological surrender. But there's a way out. Not by changing women, that's impossible, but by changing your understanding of the game. The first step is radical self-honesty. What do you truly want? Not what society tells you to want. Not what your hormones scream for. But what kind of life do you want to build? What kind of partnership would actually enhance that life? Most men have never asked these questions. They're too busy reacting to female demands to consider their own needs. The second step is ruthless boundary setting. Not as punishment, but as protection. Your boundaries are the rules of engagement for your life. They communicate your worth when words fail. A woman who respects your boundaries is a potential partner. A woman who fights them is a walking red flag. The third step is value-based living. Build a life so compelling that a woman would be lucky to join it, not so empty that you desperately need her to fill it. When your mission is clear, your purpose defined, and your value obvious, you stop attracting projects and start attracting partners. The modern relationship landscape isn't a wasteland. It's a filtering system. It weeds out the weak, the unclear, the desperate. For the man who understands the new rules, who has done the inner work, who operates from strength rather than need, opportunities for genuine connection still exist. They're just harder to find, and infinitely more valuable when found. This isn't about giving up on love. It's about upgrading your understanding of what love requires in the 21st century. The old model is broken. The new model requires more from men. Not more provision, but more awareness. Not more strength, but more intelligence. Not more sacrifice, but more self-respect. The rewiring happened while we weren't looking. Now it's time to rewire ourselves. Not to reject our masculinity, but to evolve it. Not to complain about the game, but to master its new rules. The future belongs to men who understand that the greatest attraction isn't money or status, but unshakable purpose and psychological clarity. You have two choices: continue following outdated rules and face endless frustration, or embrace the new reality and build the kind of life few men ever experience. The choice seems obvious, but the path requires courage. Do you have it? If this resonated with you, you're not alone. At DepthRealm, we're building a community of men who are choosing the second path. The path of awareness, strength, and genuine connection. If you're ready to go deeper, I've created a free training that breaks down the exact frameworks we discussed today. The link is in the description. Subscribe to DepthRealm and hit the notification bell, because what we're building here isn't just content, it's a movement. Until next time, remember, the patterns are hidden until you know how to look.